Hello, Journey. Pastor John with Pastor John Ortberg, who is an author and pastor, but he has written many books, and I think one of his most impactful books is on the life of Jesus, called Who Is This Man? It's about the impact Jesus has had on our world. Today, the weekend before Easter, we are talking about Jesus' impact on our definition of greatness. John, from boardrooms to locker rooms, today we hear the term servant leader.
Yeah.
I don't think our world appreciates that Jesus was that first servant leader. There was no concept of that until Jesus came along.
Yeah. Well, hi, Journey, and I hope that this Holy Week leading into Easter is a deep, wonderful, blessed one for you. And what a great time to think about this subject. I think it's deeply true that one of Jesus's greatest gifts to humankind is the gift of humility and the exaltation of servanthood. In the ancient world, particularly in ancient Greece and ancient Rome, humility was not looked up to. The philosopher Aristotle exalted what he called the great-souled man. And it was thought that honor and status was something to be pursued. The Roman writer Cicero said, rank must be preserved. And there's a wonderful little book by an Australian historian, John Dickinson, called Humilitas, about the virtue of humility. I'm hoping to write the book Humility and How I Achieved It. I haven't come up with that one yet. But he notes that in the ancient world, humility was not thought of as something to be aspired to. You wanted to be great enough so that you didn't have to be humble. Humility was something forced on someone by their circumstances. It was more than anybody else Jesus, who said, to be great is to be a servant. To be first, you must be last. Jesus, who, being in nature God, humbled himself, not in spite of being God, but precisely because he was in nature God, because he said greatness is servanthood. And then supremely it's on the cross, which of course until Jesus was the ultimate symbol of humiliation, failure, and defeat. It was for Rome not just the means of execution, but it was called the slave's punishment. It was a way of humiliating and showing the failure of someone, and Jesus embraced it as a way of showing that God takes on humbling, self-sacrificing love in order to serve other people, and that is where greatness of soul lies. And that idea worked out over time across the centuries, far too often very imperfectly by us in the church, far too often very imperfectly by those of us who are leaders in the church, became Jesus's final great gift on the cross to humankind. To be great is to be the servant of all.